but they also had a smaller boy. Like, I am talking 3, maybe.
Okay.
They had multiple cans of Budweiser.
Okay.
That they had been either drinking or had drank.
Right. So just cans sitting around.
Yeah. And little homie reached up, polished one. I mean, straight polished one. And by the time I look back around, I'm like, oh no, bud, you can't drink that. I took it, sat it down, and their dad's like, dang it, whatever the boy's name, dang it, like, how much do you think he got? I'm like, he got some. Like, homie had beer dripping from his chin and everything else.
Did he just go, America? Right when he finished, he had a nice burp.
He like crushed it on his forehead. Then he slapped his mom.
Oh, Doyle rules.
Where's my beer, bitch?
Welcome to Running Beer and BS, a podcast where we discuss those things and more. I'm Flores.
I'm Johnny.
And this is episode 17. Today is our listener appreciation episode. And
Yay?
yeah, what we mean by that is you guys chose everything here. You chose the shitty beer that we're going to drink. You chose the questions and the topics. So this is the listener episode, also known as Crap Beer. We're actually redoing this intro because Flores doesn't know how to hit record.
The tech guy fucked us.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. I'm like, there's one button I have to press. There's literally one button I have to press.
He has one job, folks. He has one goddamn job.
It's the only thing I have to do. But yeah, so this episode is all about you guys.
And piss poor decisions.
And
on the note of piss poor decisions.
Yes.
This needs to be said. This is going to one very specific person who I know is listening. Scott Love, this is for you. And I know you're listening. I know a birdie told me that your surgeon is about to release you back to do what you want to do. He's gonna let you fly. You're a peacock. You gotta fly. He's about to release you.
I'm a peacock.
But here's the thing, Scott. Here's the thing. Be smart about it. Don't go out and go all balls to the wall like I know you want to and like I know you will. Don't do it. Respect the process. Take care of your back. Listen to your back. And I don't know. This is crazy. Maybe listen to your wife, who's a massage therapist that might know she's talking. I suffer from the same disease. After all, what does my wife, who's a nurse for like 15 years, what could she possibly know about medical stuff?
She deals with babies.
You deal with babies. You don't know anything about this broken bone. Don't tell me. That's like the one time, like what you know?
What you know about that?
What you know about that?
What you know about green eggs and ham?
So Scott, super excited. We've missed you on the trail. We've missed you a lot. I'm super stoked, and I'm so happy that you're getting ready to get back at it. But dude, be smart about it.
Yeah.
Don't jump back in balls to the wall like I know you want to. Yep. But look forward to seeing you around here in a few.
Yeah, it'll be good. And so, like we said, listener episode, whatever happens today, it's all your fault. This is your fault, however this goes down.
Let's jump into this train.
We're going to jump right into it. So, like we said, today's episode is crap beer. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got the top 5 beers that were voted on by the listeners, you guys, and then we have one special one for Cinco de Mayo because we're recording Cinco de Mayo. We're actually outside on my patio, so you might hear a plane. You might hear some people cutting the grass. You're gonna have to deal with it.
It's the ambiance.
Yeah, you know, it's not a track. If you hear birds chirping in the background and stuff, it's not a track.
Because I'm not allowed within schools. I'm not allowed within 200 feet of school. So
I said birds chirping, not anything about kids.
I thought you said something about a track. Oh, it's not a track as in like soundtrack.
Yeah.
I got you.
Technical guy,
I got you, fan.
Am I back on 1-to-1 yet? Is it 1-to-1 still?
No, because you didn't make that clear.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, we are, as always, we'll start with a little bit of a weekly catch-up of everything that's going on. Last weekend, I was in Iowa. What I thought was a flat state, not a flat state. Who would have thought that Iowa was not flat? Apparently, the side of Iowa that I was on is the not flat side of Iowa. So it's like, that's real weird. I don't understand why there's hills. Like, the first thing I thought, I was like, Iowa's definitely flat. I don't need to train for any hills. I don't need to do anything. Point-to-point race. What's going on here?
Well, this is awkward silence. I didn't
Yeah.
mean for you to stop talking. Why?
Well,
I was trying to be super slick about it.
well, I can't do 3 things at once, man. I'm
I don't want you to do 3.
That.
The talking and reading is hard. Like,
So back to Iowa, man. That's just so awkward.
You started drinking yet. What a fucking mess.
So Iowa's not flat. Ran from Cedar Rapids to Iowa City. I'll have a blog post later about it and you can read it all there. So I'm not going to go into details. But one thing that I thought was like interesting that you'd find crazy interesting. So we always talk about like on runs and on races, trying to like meet new people. So like talk to people and that sort of thing. And usually people don't talk at road races, but I still try to like spark some conversation because I was running a little faster than normal. So I was definitely in a crowd that was like, they had goals more than just finishing.
Yeah.
So because of those goals, I'm sorry, Bella, I'm not pleasing you here.
She has her head resting on the table.
That's what I mean. I'm not high enough. That's why she's like scooting up to it. But so people had like time goals and stuff like that. So, but I'm running and I'm trying to find someone to talk to. Just hi, what are you doing? Almost, I would say 90% of the people, headphones.
Interesting.
And usually you don't have that many. You have a decent amount.
Yeah.
But headphones. And I was like, I couldn't talk to anyone. Kayla was saying the same thing that she saw when people are going by. She couldn't even cheer on people because she would say like, great job. And she's just like,
oh, see?
And I'm like.
And you know what's kind of weird is I wonder of the people who run with headphones, it would be an interesting Venn diagram to see is the shitheads who run with headphones and then have the audacity to complain about crowd support.
Yeah.
Right? Like, wouldn't that be completely ironic? Like, the crowd sucked. There's no one cheering me on. How do you know? You had headphones.
You had headphones and all that. And surprisingly, there's probably just a survey to do. That's a survey we just do at a race.
Yeah.
And just like ask people.
That'd be so weird. If I was an RD, that'd be the crowd support was rough. Did you have headphones on?
Right.
Like just a snarky clapback. Just
the weird thing, like this was on back country roads. So it was like I said, point to point, a lot of straight country roads.
Yeah.
Hilly, wind in my face the entire time. The 3 days we were there, the wind was blowing it was blowing south the entire time.
That is awesome.
The day of the race turned the complete opposite way.
That is outstanding.
20 miles of it, wind directly in our face and hills, miserable. But even then, on side country roads that you could barely get to, at every intersection, the roads were lined.
Really?
Lined with people cheering you on, going thing. People, so apparently Cedar Rapids has a plant that makes, and I forget the name of the cereal.
Chex?
No,
sure
it's Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
I don't know.
Captain Crunch.
You got it. How'd you know? But whoever the general, I think it's like Quaker Oaks.
It's General Mills.
Is it?
I don't know.
Anyways, so there was a guy like in front of his house, like country houses. There's house every like half mile.
Yeah.
He's got 3 tables and he has a big pallet wood sign that says, we got you covered. 3 tables. Table 1, Captain Crunch. Table 2, Captain Crunch with berries. Table 3, Captain Crunch peanut butter. And he had them in giant bowls and in cups. And he's just one guy sitting in a lawn chair, just keep it up, guys. Way to go. Good job. And I'm like, that is awesome, dude.
Well, that's what's cool is that's his, right? I mean, that's kind of like.
But this is the inaugural, so it was the first one they did of this. But
that is super cool. That is really cool.
At that point, with the wind in my face, dehydrated, and that sort of thing, I was like, Captain Crunch was the last thing I really needed at that point. So I didn't partake in it.
Did he have milk out?
No.
He just had the cereal?
He had the cereal. So he had kind of like a giant serving punch bowl.
Yeah.
He had 3 of those with each one. And then he also had like
little cups you could scoop out.
He had them already filled too. God. He had them filled so you could like almost run by and grab a thing of Captain Crunch.
At what distance into the race is this?
14, 15.
It's not too bad. I'm kind of saying, here's my other issue with Captain Crunch. It scratches the roof of your mouth.
Yes. Well, it's because it's so dry.
Yeah. So, I mean, at like 18, could you imagine put that shit in your mouth and like trying to eat? It's like tearing the shit out of the roof of your mouth.
It's already dry.
Like,
chewing on chalk.
Thanks for the rough ass sawdust, sir.
Should we get started drinking?
But I like if he would have had water or even like a little bit of milk with it. But again,
would you want milk at that point in the race or at all?
I mean, a little bit of milk wouldn't hurt you.
Do we want to start before we? Do we want us to open a beer before we start going to your week too, or do we want to?
I mean, we can do. I mean, we can. I can multitask.
I can drink and let you talk.
Okay, so while you get yours out,
this is what we're.
Wait, Get your 2. Well, I guess you can have one of mine.
Oh, I forgot. My bad. I forgot we're doing 2 of those. Sorry.
6 ounces.
You can
actually,
reach
there's
a little
7
better
ounces.
than me.
Oh, Jesus.
I got it. Dude.
So we are starting off with the Miller High Life.
The champagne of beer.
And it's kind of cool. They're little 7 ouncers.
So they had the bigger ones, but this was only like $3, I think, for the 6-pack of them.
Awesome. Oh, on a note of the $3 for the 6-pack, I think you guys saw Jonathan's post. How
much did you pay for yours?
The PBR?
Yeah. Just think of that number in your head and then add it to whatever you're going to say.
Right.
Good.
So for all the beers that we bought for this podcast, we paid a whopping $20.
That is for
$20.
2 6-packs, a 6-pack of these little ones, and 3 tall boys.
$20, folks. $20. I am here to tell you I've spent that on a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Easily. Actually. I just spent it on a 4-pack. Now that I sit here and think about it. Jen will love that when she hears that. I can guarantee I get a phone call the second
this comes out this live.
Yeah.
Wait, what beer did you buy? She's going in the fridge.
No, she'll know because I was giddy as shit when I got home with it.
Look what I got.
Oh, dude,
how much was that?
Yeah, I'm like,
Look, a squirrel.
So my week. I not a whole lot happened. Ran with Scott Wolf. That was cool. Okay. The only really kind of cool thing that happened was today, Saturday, we did the Possum training run. So 20 miles ish. It was a huge turnout. I think I heard the number was 43 people showed up. It was crazy how many people showed up for that training run. So that was super cool. Some new people was out there.
That's what I asked. Was it a lot of new people or was it the typical crew?
No, it was a fair amount of new people. It was super awesome. Goat was telling me that he actually ran with, because, Goat's fast enough he can jump from person to person and all that kind of stuff. He ran with 3 different people. All 3 of them, this is going to be their first 50K.
Nice.
So it was super cool. My beautiful wife ran a PR distance today.
Nice.
Of 20 miles.
Well, because she had only done the 30K. That's the furthest.
Done the 30K. And I was her. Yeah. So today she knocked out 20 miles. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, she looked pretty fresh when she came in.
Yeah.
She wasn't like, I have looked a whole hell of a lot worse coming off
that picture runs. You posted, was that on your personal or on the podcast one?
Personal. Yeah. I don't know.
Just curious.
Yeah. I really wanted to share it just so she could.
Yeah.
So that was it. No, it was a good day for a run.
Nice.
It was great weather.
Yeah.
So
it's been like overcast. This morning when I ran, it was a little sunny, but the temperature was right where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And it's been overcast really most of the day, so that's been nice. Is that your whole week? That's it?
That's it.
So,
nothing super exciting.
So we're going to get started on some beers here. So like John said before we got sidetracked talking about something else before he jumped into his week, Miller High Life. This is our first beer in the little 7-ounce bottles. I just thought they were cute little bottles. So
I thought they were cute.
What we're doing is we're drinking at least 12 ounces of a beverage tonight. So there are some tall boys later that will be coming up later in the episode. We're not drinking a tall boy each. Not happening. No.
Negative Ghost Rider.
So we're starting with the Miller High Life.
All right.
This is I just don't know. How's the champagne of beers?
I mean, it's funny. I don't mind a High Life.
I've never had it.
Oh, I don't think it's a bad beer. I actually keep it in I actually have this in my fridge.
On purpose?
Yeah. I don't think it's that bad of a beer. It's not a bad beer.
No.
This is, before I got super bougie, when I used to mow my lawn.
You bougie boy.
You bougie ass motherfucker. Before I got super bougie, I used to mow my own lawn when I was balls ass hot. I wouldn't mind one of these afterwards.
You're not cutting your grass now?
I'm not cutting my grass.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Dude, I went all the way bougie.
Did you?
Yeah. It's bad.
Spent the last hour and a half before we started recording cutting my grass.
We could have gone down. I'll tell you, man, they do a good job. My red bud's looking really pretty down through there.
I'll let the people know.
Yeah.
When they move in.
I can't wait for them to find that big, huge turd I left in the air duct return.
He died from the asbestos.
Just give us a moment. So, should we start with questions?
Yeah, let's do a question. We started with the beer. Let's start with the question.
So, we got. I mean, this one just happens to be pulled up really quick and fast.
Cool.
So, one of the questions that came in on ultra running, speed work, necessary or no?
Depends. It depends on what your goals are.
I think so. So, what's kind of funny, even with goals in mind, though, if you read Relentless, Brian, I can never remember his name. Relentless Forward Progress.
Yeah.
But if you read his book, even in that, it talks about ultra runners not doing any speed work. Or, I mean, elite runners not doing speed work. Even elite runners don't do speed work.
Well, because they're, again, it depends on what your purpose is. They're not doing speed work because they're doing 100 miles a week.
But what I'm saying is they're also doing 100 miles a week, but they're also working toward winning it.
Right, but they're doing that at a pace that is, they're doing almost at goal pace.
But you also have other elites who do believe in doing speed work.
But, and this would be a thing to look up and see is, all right, the people that do speed work, are they still putting the 100 to 125 miles in a week? Or are they doing 75 miles with speed work?
I think they're doing the same amount because in Brian's book, me and him are first names now, it actually talks about on his, all you do is you do it on like your Tuesday and Thursday runs. You just kind of implement it in with those miles.
Gotcha.
So you're still doing the same workload.
So, like, is it actual speed work or is it more like tempo stuff then? Because I consider speed work almost like track stuff.
No,
I'm talking about 400, 800,
yeah.
1600s.
No, they're talking more, in Brian's book, he is talking more like tempo on the trail. He's talking about like, they talk about strides, like just doing strides.
Right.
And even fartleks. Like, and like, I don't mind, like, I mean, if you're, I do fartleks anyway, just because I'm not paying attention sometimes.
Where did that last mile go?
The interesting thing in his book also, though, talking about is it necessary or not, they say it might, and here's where it kind of is weird because I've seen on the same kind of thing where like two different people say stuff. It could help prevent injuries because you're not, when you're doing speed work, you're obviously using slightly different muscles than you do when you're doing regular running.
Yeah.
So you're not stressing those muscles.
That makes sense.
But at the same time, they're like, okay, well, you're not fully conditioning the muscles that you really need.
Right.
So it's kind of a weird thing.
I think it would depend too on how you're planning on running a race. Yeah. Obviously, elites are a little different than us. Like I would say, our crew, it's probably not necessary unless you're trying to actually get faster.
I will say this. So the question was, just to be very specific, speed work necessary? Necessary? No. Sometimes fun just to break up the monotony of a boring ass. And I would say this: if you do it on a non-LSD day. Do it on a non-long day.
Yeah, definitely midweek.
Long days need to be long and slow distance.
Yeah, like probably like a minute slower than goal, minute and a half slower than goal.
This also kind of piggybacks off from, like, the next question kind of piggybacks off from speed work, and that's weight training.
Yeah.
For, is it necessary? For years, I fought it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe in weight training. I've started lifting weights, and I mean, I've stayed pretty consistent to it. And I honestly believe that even though I'm running a little heavier than I have in the past, I'm running stronger than I have in the past at times.
Right.
Because I've been lifting weights and I'm taking care of my core, and my core is staying healthy and all that kind of stuff. That's
the one thing I haven't necessarily worked out as much as I'd like to, is my core itself. But I would agree there. Years of running, I said, no, I don't need. Can you get that off? You can put the mic down.
Speaking of lifting, bro.
You even lift, bro? Like years of just saying, no, I run. That's all I have to do.
Yeah, no.
This year I started lifting, like right after John started lifting, because you showed me, like, we went to the gym and he showed me like his plan and how he does things. And I worked you out to Dr. Mike and found some things there too. And started doing that. And I've gotten significantly faster this year.
I'm telling you,
and
speed
not
work is,
trying.
weight training is where it's at, man.
And I'm doing simple, like the 5x5 thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing your Olympic lifts and stuff like that. I had a Donald and Tori.
Yeah.
He gave me shit because we went out for dinner, I don't know, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And he goes, by the way, I hate you. I'm like, why? He's like, you started working out. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I've told everybody that I know this guy that only runs and he doesn't work out and he's fine. because I didn't want to work out, and now you start working out.
But you were fine. It's just that now you're a little bit faster.
We hit a plateau, and this is the thing that took me up over the plateau.
All right, next question. Beer during a race, okay, or horrible decision? Fucking horrible decision. No, that was the question.
That was your answer to the question?
No, that's not my answer. That was the actual question. Beer during a race, okay, or a fucking horrible decision?
Okay. I think it's, again, depends. These are
very situational.
Bullshit answers. I would say if you're going to the end of a race, marathon, anything, in the last few miles and there's a guy handing out beer,
do it. New York.
Yeah.
Mile 21-ish.
24. It's late.
Mile 24.
It's right before you get into Central Park.
Yep. Shotgun to beer. Yep. And also, I mean, this is kind of a common sense thing. Be smart about the beer.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend like pounding a fucking like a Russian Imperial or like
Hey, maybe a Miller High Life will do though.
But Miller High Life goes down like smooth, like 7 ounces already gone.
Yep. So. half of our, so we're doing the 7 ounces like we said. We're both on our second bottle of this, so it's been okay, you had another sip. I'm talking, bro.
What the funny thing is, that was a sip.
That's a sip. a 3.5 ounce sip.
Yeah.
I would say, so I think in those situations, like beer's okay. Now, using beer as like your carb substitute.
Well, that's just insane.
That's dumb.
Also, be smart too. Like know your body.
Right.
And like respect the race, respect the process. Respect.
Right.
Do it with some common sense. If you're going for something bigger than anything you've ever gone for, hold off on doing any like big ding-a-ling kind of like I do this. Like just hold off. You never want to say I've got this in the bag, but hold off until it's like pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, where it's almost like a guarantee. You're like, okay.
Yeah, like I would not like on a 100-mile race. I would probably not recommend like start pounding beers at like mile 10.
No,
don't like just be.
There was when I did the Flying Pig. I think it was the first time I did it. There was a guy at mile 10 with Jaeger and donuts, and I'm like, dude. You were way too early in this race.
I kind of remember that, I think, oddly enough.
Yeah, you ran it the same year as I did.
Yeah. Let's see. Beer bong or shotgun. That actually came, oddly enough, fucking firefighters, that came from 2 of them.
Seriously?
Firefighters.
They're both firefighters?
But yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Both firefighters asked
like
beer bong or shotgun. Like, fucking degenerates.
So, I've never done a beer bong.
What?
Bro. Classy, all right? I don't drink this shit.
God, give me a fucking break.
I don't do this, man.
Now who's bougie? I mean, in college?
Hey, it's champagne beers.
In high school, college?
I didn't drink until I was 20.
Okay.
19, 20.
Okay. So the question remains, high school or college?
No. I was a game kind of guy. I wasn't the kind of guy that was like, give me this. I think I did keg stands maybe once or twice ever in my life.
Oh my god!
I'm the game guy. I'm a beer pong guy. I'm the flip cup guy.
Cup? Oh, dude, I love me some flip cup.
Let's get some cups out. That's what we'll just do for the rest of the episode.
I'll tell you who's gangster as shit. Some flip cup. Jen will come down here and fuck some people up with some flip cup. Dude, solid.
That's what we do right before I leave. We'll just get a keg.
Just leave it out here. Next people show up with fucking red Solo cups everywhere, crushed and shit. Half loaded keg.
There's a kiddie pool with.
So my answer is, and this will sound also semi bougie. I'm a beer bong person, and here's why: it's not near as fucking sloppy. You don't give yourself a concussion trying
That's
to.
True.
Like I've seen people who like shotgun like smashing the can on their fucking head to get it. Like that's dumb as fuck. I've seen people like stab it with their keys or knife or something.
I've seen
like that.
the key.
Like I'm the dumb fucker that missed the fucking beer can and stabbed my hand. Like, I don't know, man. Like fucking beer bong is so much cleaner and just I don't know. And you can get more beer in it.
Oh, you can? How many beers go in the?
How big of a funnel do you want?
Is that literally it? So like what like a normal size?
I would say normal. Normal people will do one. You know what? I'll actually go normal. Might even be 2.
Okay.
Which I mean, you take 2 straight to the dome. It is instant fuck me kind of shit.
Yeah, I think the longest keg stand I did was 70 seconds, and that's when you go, oh crap, I have to walk now.
I almost threw up because when I got back from Ranger School, kind of for people who are in the Army or whatever, I got Ranger School. you know, it is what it is. So I get back from Ranger School, and they're like, Rutherford, let's go. Let's fucking celebrate. Woo! And I'm like, all right. Well, and they're like, you know, in the military, you're not the, you know, you don't have the most money around. So, you know, I think I had like the good beer at the time was like Killian's is what I had.
Ugh.
So they're like,
please do not tell me that's a
what do you? Yeah, they're like, what do you got in your fridge? I'm like, I got some Killian's. They're like, fucking Killian's it is. I'm like, oh my god. Before I knew it, 2 Killian's are getting loaded into this beer bong. Oh, here's the other awesome thing. When we used to be in the platoon, whenever someone who had the beer bong decided it was officially drinking time, whatever day of the week that might have been or whatever time it might have been, you could be in your room all the way at the end of the hallway, and all of a sudden you hear is they would blow through the beer bong. You're like, oh shit, it's about to get fucking wild.
What's that thing that they had from the World Cup?
That's shit. Zuzuzella,
something like that. Lululemon.
Yeah. So it's not like, I mean, it was so fun because it comes. I mean, it's like a, you know, the tube and out the funnel. You just, you're like, and I keep being in your room like, oh well, about to get fucked up, I guess. We'd all
sounds like that time.
We'd all come out in the hallway, have our fridges cracked open, and people would start dumping shit. So, anyways, dump 2 Killians in there, get it all loaded up. Open up the tube so it starts flowing, and 2 of those, 62 days of hardly eating, hardly drinking, and then all of a sudden, boom, 2 12-ounce, 24 ounces of Killians hits you in the fucking mouth. Yeah, it was
that'll
brutal.
Get you.
It was rough. All right.
So Miller High Life is done. We are on to Ice House brewed for a colder taste. It's not even like ice brewed for a good taste. No. It's ice brewed for a colder taste.
Ice brewed for a bolder, not colder, bolder.
Bolder taste. I'm sorry. Bolder. Government warning. According to this, you will get pregnant.
Oh my god.
The Plank Road Brewery? What else do they make? Plank Road Brewery.
That does ring a bell. Why does that ring a bell?
It's in Milwaukee.
Well,
I thought they were made from like one of the powerhouses.
I thought they were made from Tears of. All right, you go ahead and crack that one open and divvy it up. Let's do it.
All right, start the next question.
Let's see. Next question is, what is the? I'm not even sure if this question is meant to be serious or if this is a joking question, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to ask it. What is the proper thing to do if you find weed on the trail? There is literally like 3 people who know what the fuck that means. Well, I guess it depends on if you have to do a urinalysis at work or not, and how brave you're feeling about what might or might not be.
For safety of this podcast, we say call the police.
No, just leave it on the fucking trail. Leave it. You never know who the next happy person might find that is.
Look how pissed this looks like, man.
That looks so fucking gross. That looks so fucking gross. That is some nasty looking. For the legalities of this podcast, we'll say we leave it on the trail. Tighten the bag back up. You don't want to get it stale, and just leave it on the trail. So
yeah, don't be a bad host.
What is the next one we got?
All right, so I'm gonna hand John his Ice House.
My God,
there's no way.
Beer and beer.
Is that really only 12 ounces? I mean, that's pretty close to split.
Well, no, that'd be 12 ounces. That's right. Those are pint glasses.
Which is 16 ounces.
Right.
That's 4 extra ounces in this little piece.
Well, yeah, look how wide those get at the top. I can see that. Because when you fill out the pint, it's like to the brim.
Is it? To the brim.
To the brim.
All right, so this is kind of a funny question here. Well, yes and no. How do you choose who gets to pick the beer and the topic? And the person also said, because we all know Johnny is the dominant personality and takes control of situations. That's a great question. It really depends on who has a good topic. We have a list of topic ideas that we wanted to discuss. And if something comes up, kind of like when Forget the PR came up, we had something else planned and John said, no, we should talk about this. It's a good idea. I was like, actually, that's a really good idea. We jumped in and did that. The crap beer
Which
thing.
makes it fun.
Yeah. It also helps because we're not we don't like to like over prepare. Like all of these questions that are here, I've only read the questions to literally copy and paste them into our notes. I have not thought of answers to any of these. And John, obviously, he doesn't look at any of the notes anyways. So he didn't even know what we were doing. There's notes for this?
What is this you speak of?
The beer, we usually go just back and forth. We've been lucky enough that we've gotten some beer from other people, so that's kind of helped here than this episode here. So the next few episodes are actually already covered. I think like the next 2 months of beer are already covered.
Insane. Well, shit.
We've got 4 episodes or 3 episodes.
From Jesse alone, we got a month covered.
Do we? I think we may double up some of his. Because we got a lot of good beers still left.
Dude, I'm the one, man. I am like giddy like a schoolgirl.
All right, let's take a sip of this and see what we're dealing with here. Again, this is Ice Brewed Ice House. If you could see the face that John just made.
That is unbelievably fucking gross.
I'm like worried. You fucking like shook your face and beard.
I'm not fucking kidding. That honest to God might be oh my God. That honest to God might be the second worst beer I've ever had in my life.
Really? Oh, I'm really worried now. Dude, I can see you like straight through the glass.
That is not a good beer.
Yeah, I'm so glad we didn't do a tall boy of this.
Could you imagine if we drank that? Oh God. Seriously, who the fuck drinks this?
So, funny enough, you ask, who drinks this? I ran...
it's not like it's 5.5. It's 5.5% alcohol.
Right.
It's not like it's not gonna get you fucked up.
I ran. What's the row? If you take Hauk all the way to the end, Merrick.
Yeah.
Take a right on Merrick. I go through that neighborhood there.
Yeah.
In the grass on the left hand side, a smash can of Ice House. That's who drives it. That's who drinks this. The kind of people that smash a can and throw it out the window in someone's neighborhood.
Sorry about that, folks. God. I am.
Yeah.
I just need to chug this and just get it
Yeah,
over
you just
with.
need to get it over with. But yeah, I think I answered the question of who picks the beer and stuff. We go back and forth with the beer, the topics. We have a list of stuff that we want to talk about. If friends and listeners say, hey, this would be a cool topic, John and I discuss it. And if we think it's something that worth talking about, we talk about it.
Someone give us a great topic. Should we tell them what topics maybe have come up? Someone give us a great topic. It was essentially a...
well, we can talk whatever you say, whatever you want you're talking about. I'm not going to give them all of the ones we have planned.
Right. So, but someone just gave me an idea of talk about kind of like where trail race is heading. Like, do you do races that are for profit? Or do you do races that are for charity? Because I think charity races are cool.
Yeah.
Do you do races that are this? Do you do races that are that?
Yeah.
And it was basically like... kind of like what we've talked about in the past, the commercialization of trail running, ultra running, and just in running in general, which is just complete. If you guys don't follow us on Twitter, I just tweeted something out where it is so fucking stupid to pay someone to teach you how to fucking trail run. It is so fucking dumb. I am not even 100% sure I stand behind coaches. Like, if you need a coach to keep you kind of accountable and to give you good ideas, okay. But, I mean, I don't know, man. The whole paying to learn how to trail run and... Oh, my God, this beer is fucking horrible.
I was going to say... I was like... I was waiting for you to finish, but I'm like, this is disgusting.
I can't...
if you guys drink... So I really hope that whoever voted for Ice House, first off, I hope you hurt yourself.
Oh my God. Okay, so go ahead. I just thought of something super funny.
But if you chose this because you wanted to see us drink it, that's great. If you chose this because you like it, please unsubscribe.
Okay, no, don't do that.
Okay, maybe that's a little too far.
I spoke out of tongue.
Yeah, that's just. Oh my God, this is disgusting.
Such a fucked up beer. Talking about, I hope you hurt yourself. What did you say?
Yeah.
So, I drive around all day. I drive a ton. So I listen to 97.1 The Fan, right, when I drive around. And they had this producer on there who's a really good producer. And whenever a host is out.
We the best! DJ Khaled? Is that
So whenever a host is out, this guy sits in. His name's Brandon Beam. Is it Beam or Bean? Brandon Beam. I'm pretty positive it's Beam. Anywho, he sits in. And earlier this week, they had a really bizarre topic of, if you could have a superpower, what would your superpower be? And Brandon Beams, I was like, that is fucking awesome. His superpower, he would have the ability to give slight inconveniences until he got tired. Like if you cut the person off on the road, that's cool. Captain, slight inconveniences, and they come down, and then for a week, you'll just have these inconvenient things happening to you. You know, like you're running late for work and you can't find matching socks, or you're driving down the road and a tire goes out. You know, nothing that's going to hurt you, but just inconvenience. That would be awesome, right? That would be so.
Just
cool.
be like, hey, I want your day to be just a little shittier.
Just a little shittier.
I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Right.
Don't want you to die or anything like that.
How fucking funny would that be?
I just really want you to be like, you know what? What did I do to deserve this extra inconvenience? Okay.
Dude, this is one of my, I'm going to say, so wife and kids make fun of me for this. I have multiple favorites. We'll be driving down the road, a song will come on. I'm like, oh, this is one of my favorite songs. I have 6,000 favorite songs, evidently.
What lovers do.
So, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's my dolphin song. My dolphin song. So, this is one of my favorite questions. This question came up, and I actually liked it because this is one of those things I've actually thought about. Bucket list races you want to do before the I like the way the person worded it too. Bucket list races you want to do before the eventual dirt nap.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, dirt nap? I've never heard it called a dirt nap before.
You haven't?
Bruh.
Whatever. So, also, what are your driving criteria for picking a new race? How or why do you pick new races?
Let's just do one question at a time. First question.
Okay, so here's my bucket
list race.
Bucket list race. So I do want to do Boston one of these years. Now, here's what sucks.
Yeah.
I will never time qualify for Boston.
Maybe when you're 80?
No. I'm not 100% sure my time right now qualifies me for an 80. No, it does. But
it does.
No, but
if your fastest time now would qualify you, I believe it's 75.
That's so fucking pathetic.
So just keep this up for another 35 years?
So Boston is on it just because it's Boston.
Right.
You know, so I accept the fact that if I ever want to do it, I need to do it on
charity.
As far as road races, though, there's not a ton of them. I think there's a part of me that does want to do Chicago just because it's Chicago.
Oh, you haven't done Chicago?
I've never done Chicago.
That's a fun one.
It's not huge on my list. Marine Corps I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Other than the fact it's Marine. I mean, I'm not down. Well, let me ask you this because this could actually exclude it from my list here, right now.
Okay.
At any point during the race, is there a gauntlet or lines of Marines in uniform?
The finish line. Well, lines in formation of sorts, or just
even what is at any time? Is there 5 Marines on my left and 5 Marines on my right in a single file line?
When you finish with Marines on both sides, and then I think sergeants or higher actually put the medals on you.
Then no, I do not want to run that race, and here's why. I am going to tell you right here, right now, as a veteran.
We literally just lost listeners.
I'm going to tell you right here, right now, as a veteran, and we'll gain listeners because of this.
Okay.
Those Marines fucking hate being there.
Oh yeah,
true story. So I don't.
Well, I wonder if it's because they're at that base that's right there, and that's kind of their just job for that day.
They fucking hate it. I don't give a fuck if their base is there or in goddamn 29 Palms in Southern Cal. They don't want to be there. Those uniforms are hot as fuck. Because are they in their blues?
Sand.
Sand
camo.
They're in camos?
Yeah.
At least they let them be in camos.
Yeah, they're not in blues.
Okay. Nonetheless, those dudes do not want to, dudes and possibly dudettes, those Marines do not want to be there. So just because I respect them.
Right.
I do not want to do
Yeah,
that
they're
race.
not. They're definitely not in their blues.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was confused on what you were talking about. Blues. I'm like,
Yes,
I'm like
the blue pants red
I know,
shirt. Yeah.
like their actual like
the dress.
No,
Yeah.
they're not in dress. They're in their like in the same camo.
All the dog and pony shows I did when I was in the military, I hated every single one of them. All of them, every millisecond of every one of
Really?
them. Hated them. So, anywho, Big Sur. Big Sur. I'd love to do Big Sur.
That's a fun one too, man.
You've done that one.
I've done all of the ones you said.
Yeah,
except Boston.
You know what? No one you've done that I've heard like super good things about that I think would be kind of cool to do. Is it called Grandma's?
Yes.
I would like to go up there and do that.
Grandma's is so awesome.
Yeah, see, I'd like to do that.
It is so nice. And it's not that bad of a drive from here.
See, and now those are all road ones. So now trail. I mean, how can I do what I do and not say Western States?
Yeah.
You know what else? A good one that's also on the bucket list is that goat thing that we talked about doing up in Montana.
Oh, no, not goat. Devil's Backbone.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds
like
miserable.
50 fucking miles.
50 miles, one aid station at the turnaround.
Gangster. That's on my bucket. I want to do that.
That'd be fun. And it's usually around my birthday.
Yeah.
So we'll have to make that a birthday run sometime.
Dude, I want to do that.
All right. What are you doing this July? That's too soon. That's a month and a half away.
I mean, we can be ready.
Best part is that race is free.
It's free.
It's free. Wacky Inflatable 2-Man.
Dude, I mean, imagine how fucked up a race is if they're like, yeah, come and do it. It's free.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that dude is just dishing out.
Well, it's free. It's donation because I don't think you get a medal or a buckle or anything like that. I think it's literally you give a donation and that helps pay for like the food and stuff at the turnaround.
I love that.
Like, so yeah, it's 50 miles, one aid station at the halfway point, and it's all above 10,000 feet.
Yeah, I like it. I love it. I love that.
It sits on the ridge line between Montana and the Dakota.
Yeah,
a Dakota, or maybe it's Wyoming. No, not Wyoming. Wyoming's over there.
Was it on the east or west side of Montana?
South. It's at the bottom of.
Well, then south would be
Nebraska.
No, there are no mountains in fucking Nebraska.
What's the state?
Not like that.
Man, maps are hard. All right. Google,
it would be one of the
Google
Dakotas,
maps.
I think.
But would it? Because Dakotas are on top of each other.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't mean. Wait, maybe it is Wyoming if it's far enough over. How fucking?
Yeah, it is Wyoming.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Wyoming.
Oh God, imagine how fucking pretty that is. Western States is kind of on my list, kind of, sorta. I don't know. I'm kind of over shit with lotteries too, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lotteries are not fun at all.
But that's really kind of it for my bucket list. I don't have any I don't know. I guess I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what else kind of really jumps out and grabs my attention. You got any on the bucket list?
Boston for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily have too many individual races. Like Boston's definitely a big race. I like that Devil's Backbone one.
Yeah.
Like we've been throwing that around for the last few years.
Yeah.
Now, 2 years now. That one's pretty cool as far as the trail is concerned. But really, it's really my goals. Like the overall arching goals is marathon and longer in all 50 states. I want to run in every continent. And I want to do every world major.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is I'm halfway done with the world majors.
Yeah.
I need Tokyo, London, and Boston.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's kind of cool.
Which is good because New York's one of the tougher ones to get into. Tokyo is super tough to get into.
Yeah.
It's
they had 300,000 people.
It's a free lottery.
Yeah.
It's a free lottery. And if you get in, they send you an email saying, do you want to register? Like, it's not even like New York where you don't even get the email until they charge your credit card.
You know you got it because your fucking account's dinged.
Your card gets for $300.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I guess I'm in.
It's $250 when I did it.
But it's crazy. So, yeah, it was they don't charge for the lottery anymore for New York. They just wrap that cost into it.
That's right. Because I did have to pay.
Class action lawsuit.
I'm one of the ones. I had to pay $10.
Yeah, I did it twice. I had to pay the $10.
Yeah.
But the... Fuck, I don't remember what I was saying.
Ice House to the Dome.
Gosh, Ice House to the Dome. But yeah, Tokyo, that's going to be a tough one. But yeah, so all that, and then I want to run, like I said, in all the continents.
Yeah.
Which Antarctica, the cheapest race to run in Antarctica is 15G.
Jesus Christ.
Because it includes base camp, the flight from, I believe it's South Africa, is where I think it goes out of Johannesburg.
Okay.
So you basically stay in Johannesburg, you take a trip over there, pay for your base camp the night, you wake up, you run. It's literally an out and back marathon. in like -15.
How do they not lose people? I wonder if you're like strapped into a rope or something.
It's not like blizzard condition. Whatever time of year it is, it's not like white out blizzard conditions wherever this base camp is. I'm sure it's not like deep into the ice.
Yeah.
It's probably close to a shoreline.
Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, there's not too many people do it. It's kind of like that 7 marathons in 7 days.
Yeah. The piggyback off of my question, what are the driving criteria for picking new races? I oddly enough, I consider how pretty it's going to be.
Yeah.
I want something that I'm going to enjoy. I do want it to hurt. I am that goofy fucker. I want something that's going to kind of suck.
Well, you don't want it to be easy.
Yeah. I kind of want a race that's going to suck a little bit. Hence, like, what's your first 100, Mohican? That was fucking dumb.
Yeah, that makes sense. My first marathon, Flying Pig.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. I've never once considered a bling. I've never once considered like anything like that.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, it's always been for me. It's always been about something kind of tough, but something kind of pretty.
Yeah.
What's kind of weird is I'm also kind of weird. I also like old school races.
Yeah.
You know what? I could actually maybe even semi add this to my bucket list. I would love to run Old Dominion one time.
Where's that at?
Virginia, I believe.
Okay.
I think it's definitely in the top 5 of oldest of oldest hundreds. I want to say it might be. Is it the oldest? It's in the upper, but I think I'd like to run that one time, just because it's been around forever and it's kind of the stories that go along with it. So So for me, I like a race that has a little bit of history to it.
Yeah.
I prefer my race to have a good meaning. I don't want to make some fucking shithead richer. That's just me.
That's a tough thing too.
Yeah, that's really tough to get around anymore. So, but yeah, anywho, that's how I choose my right. Okay, folks, we are on to beer number 3.
I'll let you pour the. We don't need to pour these. This is a can. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is a short can.
Yeah.
Well, it's a short can.
It's 16
ounces.
And okay, here's the tricky part. If we tell people it's 16 ounces, if we tell people it's a pounder, how many of our awesome listeners do you think they know what it is?
They should.
Yeah.
If they don't, unsubscribe.
I mean, I
don't know why I keep throwing that out. Please don't do that.
We need you. Yeah. They picked it. They might know.
Yeah.
Folks.
Here, we'll read it.
It is.
And we'll say the judges only care about one thing: taste. No brand names. No labels.
Yes.
No pretense.
Yes.
And no other American lager has taken home more medals than Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I'm gonna call. I will be dumbfounded if that is a true stat.
It might be. So what you should do also, there's hashtag earn your ribbon, so make sure you put that on the picture when you post it on Instagram.
Okay.
Hashtag earn your ribbon.
All right.
You got it?
Yep, okay. We're good. What's our next question?
Well, I'll answer my portion of this question. The driving criteria, my specifically is it's got to support something, period.
Yeah.
Period. It's tough sometimes because sometimes it's a very small percentage. So I try to get as much as possible. But if it's literally a race where it's just making people money, or you're paying for it, so you're getting swag back and stuff like that, not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's something that I really, really want to do. I'm just not doing it because that's just how I choose races.
That's how I roll.
I mean, it's one of the things. It makes it harder to find some races in smaller states. Like Rhode Island, I think only has a handful that actually give back to stuff. And it's like really hard for me to like schedule that out and figure out what I'm going to do in it because I'm just not going to. Oh, that sounded yummy. You'll have to capture that audio, but
earn your ribbon. So I'm typing in that hashtag and it literally popped up for me.
Nice.
Too many people.
Established in Milwaukee, 1844. I'll be drinking this after Kettle for sure.
Well, it's Milwaukee.
Right. Milwaukee.
I bet they got good. I bet they have some really good beers up in Milwaukee.
We went to one or two breweries there on the way back from Grandma's. You really should do Grandma's.
Yeah.
I'd head up there. All right. So next question. Let's see what we got here. This was a fun one. I've never actually done one, so it's kind of interesting. Is what's your strategy when running a beer mile? Also, best beer for a beer mile. Never done one.
I can tell you what not the best beer for a beer mile is. Fucking Ice House.
What's not the best beer for anything? Ice House.
What do you want to put in your mouth if you feel like? Oh boy, Ice House is bad, folks.
Yeah, don't. Seriously, I'm gonna look back at the results. I hope it tells me who voted for what beers. Because if I find out who voted for it, I think I know exactly who did. Just off of the kind of people that. It's okay. Lay down, Bella. I'm sorry, Bella. Kicking Bella in the face.
In the face.
Dr. Mike ran a beer mile. He did a little bit of research on it. There's specific like rules of things you can't have. Like you can't have like the specialized cans, like the Vortex can and stuff like that.
That's hilarious.
Because it's technically like additional, which I've never thought that Vortex can was. I thought it was just like a gimmicky bullshit. Yeah. But there wasn't. I don't know what would be good. I don't know if you'd want something like a PBR or like a High Life. Like High Life would probably be all right.
High Life would be good. Now, are you allowed to do light beers?
Actually, it has to have a minimum ABV. What's the ABV on this?
It does. Doesn't have to be like 4 something or 5 something.
I think it almost has to be 5. I don't. What's the ABV on that? It doesn't have a beer.
Oh, I put that's in 4s.
Hey, just in case you were curious, this beer is union made.
That's kind of cool.
High Life was.
My dad was a union president for like 35 years, so I can stand behind that.
It doesn't have it on here. It's probably on the thing, but I think it has a minimum what it has to be. I just don't know what it is. That Ice House is still lingering, man.
Ice House is still lingering.
Gosh. I'm going to take off my hat here in a second. let the dome expand. That's why I had to go to something that was actually decent.
I actually like PBR.
Oh, PBR is good.
I don't mind.
I'm glad you guys picked PBR. I tried to play it up like, oh, I don't want PBR.
Oh, no,
don't vote for PBR.
Speaking of PBR, I heard that PBR APA, I think they call it.
Yeah.
American Pale Ale.
Yeah.
I heard it is actually a good beer.
Really?
Like someone in a wait.
Oh yeah, in the group chat. Yeah,
someone in the group chat was like, "Oh my god, I hate the fact that I like this."
Yeah,
I'm like,
I shouldn't like this. Oh, buddy, you were talking about the little kid drinking earlier.
Yeah.
Have you seen Budweiser's Vintage Reserve?
Why does that ring a bell?
I walked by it in the aisle. I would have bought it if they sold it in singles, but it was a 6-pack. I'm like, I'm not buying a 6-pack of anything that says Budweiser on it. It was in the like the red stripe looking cans. Okay, it's like the smaller cans, and it literally had like Vintage Reserve Budweiser. I'm like, it almost reminds me of like or the Jim Beam Devil's Cut.
Yeah. Oh god. Hey, speaking of like making fun, shouldn't Sam Adams be forced to quit calling themselves a microbrew?
No, they stay under the limit.
Bullshit. I hate that.
They stay under a limit of the amount of beers they make and the total quantity of barrels they produce.
That's so weird. Okay, speaking of Sam Adams, if anybody likes pumpkin beer, I have like a fuck ton of it sitting in my refrigerator. You're more welcome to have. Shoot me a message. I will gladly box that shit up and send it to you. It's Sam Adams like 1,000 pumpkin beer or something like that.
Ugh.
A very caring, loving family member in-law thought that, well, Johnny likes good beer. Maybe he'll like this. This is something a little different.
Yeah.
It's fucking pumpkin beer. It's been in my fridge for like... Is this the...
September?
No. I think it's been multiple Septembers.
A September?
It might be multiple. So, yeah. Anywho.
That's September, right?
Oh, I know.
So what would... Like, I've never run a beer mile. What would your strategy be in one not knowing... really anything with it?
I mean, what strategy? I mean, I don't know. There's a whole lot of strategy. Drink as fast as.
Well, I think there is a decent amount of strategy to it. Because I saw the guy who has the world record. I watched his world record
Are you
trial.
allowed to walk while you drink?
He picked up his beer at like a first table.
Yeah.
Walks, kills it, throws it into whatever, and then starts running.
Because I've also seen people who stand still and drink it.
You're allowed.
Why would you stand still?
If you can't do that motion.
How can you not do that motion? Who cannot walk?
I can't hit record while we're sitting down.
So to answer this question, my strategy would be to walk and drink my beer. And I think this kind of goes with like a aha kind of like duh kind of statement. I would get the lightest possible beer that I can and the ABV.
Yeah. That hits what you need.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It is kind of a weird thought to think that there is someone out there who's like, well, but this one goes down better for me.
Right.
That is kind of a weird thing to think about. Like, why would you not want the wateriest one ever?
I mean, you say that, but like, even I know none of the beers I'm about to say classify in it, but if you just take the shitty lights, Coors Miller Bud, those lights, Coors for me, like this, I can kill cans of that. So like when we play beer pong, I sit with Coors all day.
Yeah.
But you put Miller in the cups, and I'm just like, it's just a little different. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I really think if I had to do one, I'd do the High Life.
Yeah, if it hit ABV, I don't see why not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah. PBR is a little too thick, a little too heavy.
Yeah, it's more of the like straight lager.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a classic lager. The problem is I just want to enjoy this, man. After that ice house, like I don't want to drink this too much because I know what we've got coming up.
We maybe should not have done this. Maybe we should have just done our shitty beers like right, boom, 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 and then enjoyed the PBR at the end.
Maybe.
What do we got in there left?
We got the Beast. But I got Keystone Light to help like cleanse the palate.
Made me shitter. That made me shimmer just thinking about it.
That made me shitter.
I just pooped myself. Shout out to Chad Baxendale. Okay, so
funny story, side story. Kayla texted me, asked me what I'm making for dinner tonight. She's like, "Are you going to be done recording in time?" And I was like, "We should be. We're half done." And she's like, "That's it?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is taking a little long. This episode's going to run long, guys."
Where is she at?
The furniture store.
She's buying shit.
Well, that was her plan today. She was going to multiple.
It was 100% to buy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, it was with an in-law, so it's not like we're getting sold on it.
You're
her sister's husband.
Okay, works at a furniture store.
His family owns a couple furniture stores.
Owned which ones? Are we getting ready to have sponsors? Do we know?
We should.
Your eyes lit up.
I don't even know the store, to be honest with you.
That's awesome.
They own a couple in Columbus.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll get the name. I'll let you know. Shout out to Ahmed. Not yet a sponsor of this podcast.
So you know what? The person who posted this question is actually one of my. She was super cool to talk to that little bit when we exchanged with her a little bit.
Yeah, she's not. Media. She gave us some pretty good comments, and I'm thinking
super awesome.
I might bring some of the comments up later.
I believe she's part of the Nerd Herd out of Toledo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you've ever ran Mo 100, for the listeners who have, or I guess it doesn't have to be 100. It could be the 50 or the marathon. I guess you'd see it also. But as you come off the bike path and go by the primitive camping of Mohican, there's often a little bell or a bell. Is that bell that is dangling from a tree.
Ice house.
And there's like a little note that says, "If you need motivation, just ring this bell."
Okay.
The amazing thing is, 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 at night, 3 in the morning. It doesn't fucking matter. You ring that bell, and like from the distance, you're like, yeah,
just going crazy.
It is so fucking awesome. Woo! Yeah, and it's from this group. They call themselves a Nerd Herd. And
nice.
It's this group of runners out of Toledo. Steve Trailrunner Pierce is part of it, I believe.
Okay.
So it's really cool. But I think she's part of that group. I know she's friends with Steve on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know. She was yeah, like you said, she was super cool to chat with her a little bit.
The question was that, and this is not so much a question that she has, it's a question that she gets a ton. And I know I have gotten it, and I'm assuming just about anyone who runs any kind of substantial distance or any distance probably gets this from different levels of people. Yeah. And it is as a question that I often get from fellow runners is, how do you get used to doing such long back-to-back training runs in preparation for an ultra? So I can totally see where if you do half marathons and marathons, you're not used to those B2Bs.
No.
Because as a marathon runner, you knock that out on a Saturday. Your Sunday, you do a little bit maybe active recovery.
Like if you do like your 18 or 20 or 22, whatever you do, your next one's a 10K.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about if you do like an 18-miler on Saturday.
That's what you're doing. You're doing like a 10K on Sunday, if that.
Are you, as a marathon?
Yeah.
No, I bet most of them take the day off. They do their long runs on like a Saturday or Sunday, and they take.
Well, then you're not following your training plan, but
I don't know, because I feel like I didn't start doing back-to-backs until I started doing ultras.
I did back to back, but it may have been 26. 26 was probably the longest thing I did back to back, if you will.
Yeah.
Air quotes.
So it is weird. Like, how do you get used to doing them? I think that's kind of a twofold question. One, I think that first off, the back to back is one of the most important things you'll do as an ultra runner.
Yes.
And it gets you used to running on really, 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 really tired, sore, exhausted legs.
Yep.
And it gets you used to running on really tired, exhausted mind.
Yes. So
there is a lot that goes into, fuck me, I am beat up. I don't want to go out there and run. And you force yourself to do it. And it teaches you subliminally or like just out front that I can do this. When my legs are screaming, I can still do this.
Right.
So to answer the question more directly, how do you get used to it? Suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, you just got to do it.
You just got to do it. You just got to. There are products on the market that will kind of aim toward helping with like recovery.
Yeah. But I would be smart in that thing. So yes, you just have to do it. But that in between, like you've got to somewhat plan that out. Like you're running your run. That day is going to be a light on your feet day. You're going to eat maybe a little better. You're going to make sure you're going to replenish the calories you lost and try to get a little bit ahead. Yes. You're never going to get all the way back on top. But make sure you're paying attention because if you don't plan for that, that second run will eat you alive.
Saturday, here's a little hint. Saturday, don't go balls to the wall.
Nope.
Don't run that thing like it's a fucking tempo run.
Nope.
It is an LSD. It's a long, slow distance run.
Yep.
Long and slow. So that's one of the ways. That's a good point. That's a really good point, man. Do it nice and slow. Take it easy. Don't punish yourself more than you need to punish yourself. But there are, like I was getting ready to say, there are some products on the market. Heed has Recover Right. I've always been a big fan of Recover Right. I don't know why. It could be a total placebo effect. But hey, whatever works, works. Yeah. I honestly feel like Recover Right has always done me good where I've woke up the next morning and not been as achy.
Right.
I know that, Tailwind.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yep, Tailwind has a new product on the market. I just tried it today, as a matter of fact. So I'll let you guys know. I did 20 miles a day at I did 18. I did 18.
20-ish.
Yeah, I did 18 at DSP for the Possum training run. And then I drank the new. It's a newer product from Tailwind.
Yeah, and shout out to Tailwind for sending us some of that. So they actually, for full disclosure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give full disclosure to it. They sent us some of the typical. What's their typical stuff called? Just endurance? Is that what?
Tailwind endurance.
Is that? Yeah. So the typical endurance stuff, which John and I have talked about and have used previously, but then they also sent us some of the.
They clearly don't listen to podcasts because I'm not a big fan of it. And they still send us some, so kudos.
Yeah, thanks. But the rebuild is what they sent us. And that's the recovery stuff. I had the vanilla one today. I made a mistake.
Oh, that's weird. What flavor did I drink today?
So I made a mistake. Did you mix it with water?
Well, yeah. What else did you mix it with?
I mix it with milk because I'm used to mixing that stuff with milk. I'm used to mixing protein powders with milk.
Yeah?
Yeah. Contains coconut milk. Don't mix it with milk. Doesn't taste very good.
So what did you think of the taste of it?
Other than the fact that it was a little like...
you fucked it up. So
frothy. The vanilla was actually pretty good, but it like foamed up a little bit.
Someone had tried it and they said it was super chalky for them.
Yeah.
Now I also mixed one of their packet, like the packet that we got.
Right.
I mixed an entire packet in 64 ounces. No. Yes.
64 ounces.
The big. What are the?
Those are 32s.
32.
The possum one, like the possum size, 32.
Yes. Okay, 32.
So I diluted a little more.
So I diluted a lot more. So it wasn't like I've heard people complain about being chalky.
Yeah.
I didn't find it to be super chalky.
Yeah. But I thought it tasted pretty good. I mean, even in the milk situation, it didn't taste bad.
Yeah, it didn't taste bad. But yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. They're not a paid sponsor.
Yeah. We appreciate them sending it, but they sent us stuff for an honest review on the podcast and just started listeners.
I'll say if that shit sucked.
So we'll tell you next week what we think about it. But I'll be doing it a little bit this week, trying to test it out and see. Because I'm trying to figure out some stuff to use for kettle.
I got a 5 mile run tomorrow with it's going to be at minimum 5 miles. We technically don't know how far we're running because we don't know the area, and it's with a Boston qualifier.
Ooh!
So she's going to knock my dick in the dirt.
Dick in the dirt.
So I'll let you know if that shit works.
That sounds like a Drake song. But dick in the dirt.
Yeah, dude. It's Roxanne Richards. She can fucking fly. The good thing is she's coming off a shoulder surgery.
Nice.
So you might
be able to keep up.
I'm hoping to be able to keep up with her a little bit.
All right.
So more about how to get ready for this back to backs.
Ice House.
Dude, that Ice House is fucking me up. It's really just mental. It's all mental.
Yeah, John helped me last year when I was training for. Was it last year I did the 50 or was it 2 years ago?
2, I think now.
Yeah, it wasn't last fall. It was the fall before. Yeah, so when we trained for the 50, I did a 30. I only did 30 in like 10 or 12. So not like a crazy back-to-back, but a decent enough back-to-back that I'll count it as one. But John finished the 30 with me and then ran the entire back-to-back with me. And that's all he kept reminding me of is like, hey, like your legs suck. This sucks. It hurts and it's miserable, but just keep your mind straight, keep your head up, keep focused on what you're doing and don't worry about pace. Don't worry about any of that stuff. It's all about making your mind understand that you're almost in control of it. Like it's mind over matter is really what it is. Yeah. Your legs will move if you just make them move.
The back-to-backs are meant to hurt. Just embrace it. Just embrace it and roll with it, and just know that it's going to pay dividends in the long run.
Right, and it helps because it's not like you're training. Let's say you're training for a 50-miler. You're not doing a 50-mile training run.
Right.
It's not even like a marathon. You're not even doing like 45-mile training run. You're going for 30 is the max.
I think the biggest back-to-back I ever did. I think I've done a 50K followed up with a 20-miler. That folks hurt.
Yeah.
That was miserable as shit. Steve Hannes ran some of that with me, and I could drive to where we were on 2 different spots. One all the way out on Warrensburg, and the other one on Hauk, where I'm like, fuck me. I'm like,
I'm done.
I am miserable. But the follow-up question, or like the piggyback question off from this was, how do you find time for it all to fit it all in? I also get lots of inquiries on how to go about getting used to taking in food while running. Dude, she had a lot of good questions.
She had a good one. So let's do the finding time and then we'll do
time. There's a couple things. Either A, don't have kids.
Bingo.
Don't have kids. Have an extremely understanding spouse. Because if the spouse ain't on board with it, if your spouse isn't on board with the training that it takes to be an ultra, you are going to be in for a lot of fucking fights.
Yeah, you're going to wreck a relationship. I would say even a spouse, like your relationship in general, because I mean, just in case you're not married or anything like that.
Well, it's understanding your significant other.
Yeah, it's definitely something where I mean, Jen and Kayla. Saints,
dude,
just absolute saints of how like one are crying and bitching and stuff like that during races. That's one thing, but it's not even that. It's hey, Kayla and I we're moving here soon, and for me just to wake up this morning and just run 10 miles while she was up all evening packing and doing stuff, but I got some sleep because she knew I had to run.
Yeah,
it's those kinds of little things where she like understands that there's a bigger goal to it. And if that understanding is not there, it's going to turn into, why are you doing? Why aren't you spending time with me? Where have you been? That sort of thing. So that's a tough one.
So like, how do you find time for it? Like, sometimes it's just, man, you got to suck it up and wake up at 4:00 in the morning, strap on that headlamp and bust it out. Yeah. I've busted out runs at 9:00 at night where I'm like, fuck, man, I still got to get like 6 or 10 miles in or whatever.
I got to get it in.
And so the other thing is, buy good gear, buy good rain gear. Buy good cold weather gear. Yeah,
the excuse of it's raining or the weather's bad.
It's got to go away.
That's a bullshit excuse because we've talked about it with the pausing the watch when you hit a stoplight. Yeah. Race director's not going to stop the race because it's snowing.
Yeah,
race directors, or because it's raining unless you're in Michigan.
You just got to get through it. And then last but not least, we got
taking in food.
Moving on from this one. Taking in food. Yeah. Taking in food. It's so funny because like I've been trying to work with Jen about this because Jen kind of like comes to almost a walk or like an absolute crawl to drink. I'm
taking
like,
food
what
or
the fuck
to drink?
Just a drink. I'm like, boo, fucking, it's a squirt bottle. Goddamn, like tilt your head back and shoot that shit in the back of your throat. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like this isn't that difficult.
Like, I don't understand it. Evidently, I've become jaded. I have forgotten that is a learned skill. Yeah. I will fully admit I have forgotten.
Liquid is definitely one thing. Food is another too. Where I've gotten better. I can eat gels while I run.
Yeah.
But like the waffles, or if I'm eating any more solid food, I have a hard time chewing that and getting it down while I run.
Oh, so that's so weird. Like today on my run, I ate Chips Ahoy. I have no
The
problem.
Possums love getting those Chips Ahoy. They buy so many bags of those.
I have no problem putting a Chip Ahoy in my mouth, taking like 4 or 5 bites, shooting a big shot of water in there to like finish breaking it down. Dude, speaking of that, here's a good way to learn how to eat food quickly on the run. Gluten-free bread.
What just falls apart in your mouth?
Falls apart. Take the bite of the sandwich.
Does it taste good?
It does. Gluten doesn't have a taste though. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but anything I've ever had that's gluten-free just tastes like butthole.
Oh, I don't know. I don't eat butthole, so I don't know.
Well, you should,
Folks,
Ice House.
we just pulled back the curtains on some Florida shit. So
I'm gonna get kicked out of this neighborhood now.
But no, gluten-free. That's a good way to learn. Like, that sounds odd, but if you have gluten-free bread, and I got this idea from, I think this is a Burf Barf. One of the ladies from Burf Barf gave this to me.
Okay.
Gluten-free bread, take a bite. All right, yeah, you guys still chew the meat, but like a simple square water in the mouth and like the bread's gone.
It's gone. I was reading a race report on Kettle this week, and a guy was talking. He was watching a lady make a turkey sandwich or something, and he was like, "Give me less turkey and more mayonnaise." He's like, "Because I just wanted." He goes, "Just from the fact of I wanted to go down.
Yeah,
that's it. I don't want to be chewing.
Yeah,
I just want the sandwich to go down. I don't know if I could do that much mayonnaise though."
Interesting thing. That's one of the reasons I enjoy avocado and or guac.
Yeah.
There's no that shit's like a big booger.
Yeah, and I'm not a big guacamole fan. I've never really been, but I've been getting more into avocado itself, and it's a good fat to have in your diet, anyways. But yeah, I agree. Like after a run, if I need something like quick to just get down, avocado on a tortilla, done.
Yeah, okay,
a tortilla.
Yeah,
we gotta keep moving on. Dude, we've been recording for like an hour.
Okay,
and we still have 3 beers left.
All right, what do you do for this pre-race jitters? And we're not talking about like in the corral or at the start area, kind of my stomach's in and not kind of shit. Did I pee? What the hell did I sign up for? Type of stuff. We're talking about like 2 to 3 days out. Where the fact that you're going to be doing a thing that's starting to really sink in, not necessarily in the landing. Not necessarily, dude. This guy writes the best shit.
He really
ever.
does.
Not necessarily in the landing craft heading towards the Normandy beach kind of stuff, but chilling in England, waiting for the world to go. Word to go. Like, that is fucking gangster.
A D-Day reference.
I get that shit. I you know what's kind of weird? I work. I keep myself as busy, but I don't take the day off from work until I don't take time off from work until we are leaving, and I usually try to work even the day before, and I try to work all the way up and then travel
travel.
I think the only thing you can do is just stay busy. I know a lot of people like those shakeout runs you do. Yeah. I know those are supposed to be like ways that kind of like that's supposed to be just like the way to keep your mind like occupied.
Yeah, it's not mileage that's helping you, but
no, God no. If that 2 miles is what makes or breaks you, you are fucked from the rip.
Yeah.
Just stay busy. Just try to have What's weird is I do get kind of anxious, so I will admit I'm probably a little bit more of a short temper, like a short leash. So if there's like stuff that kind of commonly annoys you, you might want to avoid those. Yeah. But just I don't know.
I think it goes back to the spouse thing too, because I blow up on Kayla. I did it at Hangry, where it's just like if like I'm just on a short straw and anything just throws me over the edge. But yeah, I mean, I don't do well with the nerve stuff. I mean, I'm nervous until that gun goes off.
It's so weird, and like maybe I need to be more nervous sometimes. I've gone into like races that I knew was going to fuck me up, and not nervous enough. Probably the last time I was, So I just normally keep myself occupied. I buy shit and kind of like just kind of try to keep myself, mind on other stuff.
What's this beer you bought?
Yeah. So
I'm nervous.
Yeah. What is the worst crap race you ever ran? What is the worst race you've ever ran?
We need to slow down some of these questions. We're going to run out of questions before we finish these beers. All right. We're going to take a 15-second break for us to kill this Pabst. John's done. I'll let him read the question.
I'm done. Well, the question was the worst crap run you've ever done. Wait, crap run or crap race?
Crap race.
Crap race.
So we're calling out races right now.
Worst race.
Dude, man, Ice House was a bad idea.
That fucker's nasty.
Do we still have 3 beers left?
Dude, let's just get the beast out of the way.
Yeah. I'll let you pour. I'll talk.
God, I cannot think. I don't know. I'm really careful about what races I sign up for. So I don't know if I've ever really signed up for a bad race.
The only race that I've said that I've done that I wasn't a huge fan of was probably Las Vegas, because I mean, as typical rock and roll fashion, it's really geared towards the half marathoner. So the race starts off, half marathoners, full marathoners start. There's like 45 corrals at a rock and roll race because, why not? Because that's just stupid. Doesn't make any sense. But it was an evening race, so it started at like 4 o'clock, 4:30, but it was in November, so it started at sunset in Vegas. But you go and it's great. You run the strip, and then you run towards Old Vegas, and then the half cuts off, and then all of a sudden you're in North Las Vegas where people live. And the kind of people that live in Vegas, no offense to any listeners that actually live in Vegas, it's not I'm not going to say it's a high quality neighborhood. And it's at night. The only light that is lighting the street is the police lights that are directing traffic.
Gangster. Oh, okay. Okay.
not police lights that are answering calls.
It's the sound of the police. Ooh, ooh.
But it was one of those where it was like miserable from mile 10 until... I would say like mile 22, maybe even longer than that. It was just like, it was because Chad and I started together and then I just fell apart. But I don't know. It was just real shitty. It just didn't feel like a good run. Like I felt like I was just doing a night run by myself.
Yeah.
And I paid way too much money to do it.
In this process, I did come up with my shittiest race.
Okay.
And I hate to say it. It's right here in Delaware.
Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I think it's gotten better, though.
You know what? I don't like the fact that he bullshits about... Okay.
All right. Well, hey,
so
call out the race first.
Here we go. New Moon quarter marathon. Or no. Yeah. No.
Yeah, they do a quarter and a half and a 5K.
New Moon quarter marathon, half marathon. All right. First off, some of this I will fully admit I don't have solid details on. So...
Full disclosure.
The
opinions, therefore,
what I have been told is and I've done this race, and quite honest, I didn't even notice it. I didn't pay attention. He says that proceeds go toward a charity, is what he says. Well, someone caught on that the only way proceeds go into charity is that when you're filling out and you're getting ready to check out, if you check a little box
for the additional donation
and add additional donation.
That's shitty.
That's the only way you need additional funds. So that's one thing. I was like, I didn't notice that, but someone pointed it out to me, and that was supposedly brought up. But furthermore, this dude, I mean, it's the thing I like about it brings a ton of money to downtown Delaware, right? It does bring some people
bring some business out there.
But I mean, shit, this guy has ran out of ice every year. I heard.
Just get real.
I heard
3 beers deep.
I heard that at one point some Cub Scouts, like he said, yeah, if you had the Cub Scouts out and like volunteer to run an aid station, I'll make a donation.
Uh-huh.
Cub Scouts came out, they ran that aid station, they did what they needed to do. This motherfucker did not give money to the Cub Scouts. He said, well, technically they weren't out there as long as they were supposed to be. And the Cub Master or whoever the fuck was in charge, I was like, bullshit. Here's what it is there. Oh, well, you didn't get that information to me in time. The money's already been spent.
That's ridiculous.
That is fucked up.
AK spent went into my bank account.
AK, yeah. So
shit, I haven't even paid the people for Hangry yet. The money's allocated. I just haven't sent it out yet. So it's not Sprint.
Sprint. So my
Ice
race,
House.
my sheesh race, and I've ran the quarter is New Moon. It just sucks, and like the race itself, the way the race is set up, the course they have picked out is kind of a cool course, but fuck that RD. Boom.
Done.
Fuck that guy. Like if the shit if half the shit I've heard is true.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if there's smoke, there's fire, because I've heard multiple people have said something to me about it. There's been people say such shit to me. There's got to be some truth behind what is being said. So the answer to the question that you just sent me on a fucking soapbox about, fuck New Moon.
New Moon.
That is it. What's the next question?
Since you guys seem to be familiar with both races, I've heard multiple people that Mohican Marathon is more difficult than Burning River 50. I find this hard to believe based on the fact that one is double the distance. I've done Mohican, but no experience with Burning River. Am I being trolled?
Okay, so
I don't have experience. I'll let John answer this one because I don't have experience in either race.
The interesting thing about this question is, and this person might not realize this now, BR has 2 50-milers.
Oh, that's true.
Now when you run BR 50-miler, you can run the front 50 or you can run the back 50. I will tell you this, I'm not a fan of them having a back 50, and here's why. If I am 75 miles deep into a 100-miler, and I'm in the fucking Hurt Locker, the last thing I want is some fucking chipper ass dude who just started running the race to come up bebopping behind me.
Yeah, because the back 50 actually starts.
It starts
in
at
the
6
evening,
o'clock.
yeah.
It starts at 6 o'clock on Saturday. So if I am at an aid station at 8 o'clock on Saturday and you come up and you're fucking smelling clean and you're all fucking bubbles, there is a solid chance I throat punch you. So first off, I'm not a fan of the 50-mile back. That's right off the bat. But to answer the question very directly,
dude,
I do
Ice House was a bitch.
Ice House was a motherfucker. I do believe that's so weird. It's only 5.5, and I really blame it for this.
I blame for the way I feel right now, not wanting to get down the beast.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we did open it. Let's pause this. Let's take a drink of this,
dude. I need to get some tortilla chips. I don't like that face.
Oddly enough, that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Okay.
And it's ice. Milwaukee's best ice. That's 5.9.
Great.
That's not... So far, Ice House is by far the worst.
Oh, for sure.
This is not bad. I could actually... If I just hated life, I could drink this. So
I don't know if we're going to get all these beers in before we have to stop recording.
We will get these in.
I'm not pounding these things. I need to sleep tonight.
So, Burning River. Okay. What was the other one he's asking about between Burning River 50
and Mohican Marathon?
So Mohican, understand, has a ton of elevation, and it is, for the most part, single track.
Yeah.
So Mohican with elevation and single track is going to be a more technical and a more elevation change than Burning River is. Elevation or a Burning River 50, the front is almost all towpath. It is super runnable. Mm-hmm. I have not done a ton of running up at Burning River, but my understanding is you can blaze through the first 50, and then you hit the back 50 like, oh shit, it just got real. Because all of a sudden there's elevation, and all of a sudden you're on single track, and it gets much more complicated at the back 50. So I do not believe you're being trolled. I would honestly say that if you do a marathon at Mo, you would feel that more the next day than you might 50 at Burning River.
Even the back 50?
Maybe not the back 50.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we're comparing, let's compare the worst of Burning River.
Okay,
so the worst of the back 50.
Back 50 would be harder than Mo Marathon. But front 50 of Burning River, I could see that being harder than a marathon at Mo.
Not being harder. The front 50.
Yes.
Ice House.
So yes, that's a true statement.
Whoever gave us this idea was stupid.
Okay.
Dude, yeah, we're not getting through all these beers.
We gotta get them. Let's go.
I'm not fucking pounding these things. All right, this is an interesting question.
I want everybody to know I'm pulling my weight. It's Jonathan.
That's fine. I've been perfectly fine being called out multiple times that I drink my beer slow. Dude, you just had 2 big sips while I'm talking. Sips. That's not fair.
Big sips.
Big
military intelligence. All right, I'm going to talk. You drink. Steve. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I should. I guess I should have asked this question. Again, going back to I don't read notes. I didn't know this was on here. I saw it on. Oh, back to the other question. I forgot about this.
I'm gonna get kicked out of this neighborhood, man.
That last question about which one is tougher.
Yes.
All right. So when I first saw that on Instagram, I answered it on Instagram and was like, oh, wait, shit, that's meant for the podcast. I heard I had to hurry up and delete my answer. So anyways, that was kind of funny. The next question, how does one grow such a fine beard? And how much aid can you stash in that thing? The funny thing is beard oil and or beard balm is amazing. It's funny because hipsters, like, people think like that's just a hipster thing to do, and it's just like you're just like, oh, that's just weird. Why we do that? Like, it helps. It helps. It makes it grow very thick. Yeah, it makes it grow thick, and it also doesn't itch. I am a weird combination of Scottish and Native American, which I know if you see me, I do have a fair amount. I do have a fair amount of Native American, but the beard is very much a Scottish thing, I think. But it is thick, but with the beard balm in there, it makes it grow nice and thick. So that's how I get it. The stashing of the aid station stuff in there. Not on purpose. It is an ongoing joke with my kids and my wife that anytime I eat something, they're like I can see them giggling from across the table, and that's kind of my indicator that fuck me, there's something in my beard. So then I look like an idiot, like patting my own face down, looking for shit. And then I do try to keep I can't stand the hairs that get in your mouth. Yeah, I keep that clear. I keep it on the upper lip. I try to keep it way back on the upper lip. Yeah. Yeah. Right now. Well, so my problem is I get weird. I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's impulse or whatever. I will rip out the freaking hairs, right? Or on the edge. So that's why here, on the edges, it doesn't look like it's growing in thicker. It's because literally I'm ripping them out. While I'm bored at work, I'm just like, this is fun, and pull. And I'm like, oh, so now I have a bald spot on my chin. Do you need to pee? Not yet. Oh, my God. I'm not breaking that seal, because once I do, that's the end of this. All right, hurry up and finish that. Dude, there's no way we're getting through all these beers. Just finish that best. Let's go. All right, if I can try to finish this, we can actually go through the... God, dude, this is stupid. All right, finish that. Finish it. It's half a glass. I just finished since you called me out. But you're an adult. You're an adult. So let's see. Feelings on the craft beer. Well, do we have any? Is there anything local happening? What is? So first off, thanks everyone for the questions. We hate you, Ice House. Let's see, local happenings. I should just fill this void while he tries to drink this beer like a big boy. What is local happening? Congratulations on those finishing the Flying Pig. Yeah, Flying Pigs happened. Dude, did you see Josh Ziegler? Josh Ziegler ran like a badass animal. He ran like a badass 10K today. He ran a 6:10 mile yesterday. Never mind that. We are burying the lead. You drink that, and I'll tell the story. Okay. Drink. Go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am on Twitter today, and I see... There. Don't give me this shit. I see on Twitter your female 10K winner. Female, not age group, female 10K winner was an 11-year-old girl. Seriously? Yes. At the Pig? At the Pig. Holy crap. I have reached out to Sin City Running. Yeah. And I'm trying to find... Because that whole group's on there, right? Right. They're all... That Sin City Running group is like they know basically everything that happens on there. I reached out to them. I got to know, A, was that organized? Did they let her win? B, did she accidentally cut the course? I mean, what the fuck? How does that happen? I mean, it depends on how many people are running that 10K. Dude, I saw second and third. They look like solid, legit runners. They look like they knew what the fuck they were doing. Well, we'll see the news report if she cut the course. But I mean, that's insane. I mean, that is pretty impressive. You're really annoying me because I've talked for a solid. Are we going straight to Corona? I mean, all right, we'll go to. I'd rather go to Keystone Light and just end there because there's no way I'm getting all this other stuff down. It's just not happening. Dude, this is partially your idea. You're like, hey, I got an idea. Let's do the. I don't really give a shit. We got to drink all of these, so I need you to put your big boy panties on. We'll drink all the ones that they selected. We don't have to drink the Corona. I'm not fucking drinking the Corona. Yeah, I said it. Oh, God. I said it.
I gotta put my big boy panties
I didn't
on.
know Keystone is brewed by Keystone is by
I didn't realize that either until I saw it on the
Brewing
can.
Company. That's kind of interesting. All right, so yeah, I found that really interesting that she managed to win that. I didn't see her time though. I know Josh Ziegler ran like 46 minutes in his 10K.
It's like 45 minutes.
46, 45.
Yeah, it was ridiculous how fast he's running.
Yeah.
And
Josh
he's doing all 4.
Yeah.
He did the mile. He did the mile yesterday, 10K and 5K today, and then he's doing the marathon tomorrow.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's just. I'm like, maybe I should start riding bike.
Then you got to get. Then you end up doing triathlons. Then you end up getting that little red dude tattooed on you.
Did I tell you? I almost signed up for Pelotonia just to
Yes.
and just do it like on a mountain bike.
Yes.
Just to be like, yeah, this is cool. God, Ice House.
I don't understand.
I feel like that's where it fell apart.
I don't understand why you're still nursing that. I mean, I've gone through. You're like, hey, let's do one every 10 minutes. I mean, I feel like I'm like upholding my weight.
You are, and you know what? Kudos.
Oh God.
Me, on the other hand, I have no excuses. I'm not pressing buttons. I'm not messing with levels. I'm literally just staring here at this glass, being like, don't really want to. I'm going to. Don't really want to though. Oh man. This was a bad idea. This episode was bad. I apologize to listeners. How long have we been recording for? Like way too long. Way too long. This episode is not going to be listened to. Or maybe it will. Let's throw another hashtag out. Let's send some more stickers out. Speaking of which, the stickers are in the mail. So
did you get all the stickers out?
Yeah, the stickers are out in the mail. Yeah. So you'll get those here next week.
If you're still listening at this point, this is probably your idea.
What is it? It's hashtag earn your ribbon.
Yes.
Leave a comment.
Solid.
Below the link on Facebook, hashtag earn your ribbon. And we'll send you a sticker. If you already have a sticker, we'll send you another one. But
we need our own earn your.
Do we?
Earn your. What the fuck is our statue thing, Evil Bobby?
Are whales having sex?
Hashtag earn your horny whales.
All right, so that'll be our hashtag. So if you're listening still at this point to this whatever this has become,
this train wreck.
whatever this has become, hashtag what did you say?
I don't know. Just
earn your horny whale. Hashtag earn your horny whale, and we'll send you a sticker. Oh gosh, Kayla's texted me saying she's getting a hunger headache, and I haven't even started dinner because we haven't stopped recording yet. All right, keep talking about something. I'm going to finish this.
All right. So the other thing going on is if we talk about, let me go back to our show notes.
We literally have no other notes.
Yeah.
Give the review of the week.
Feelings. Feelings on crap beer. So my feelings on the crap beer is I haven't really tried the Keystone.
Gosh, dude. I need pizza.
Keystone's not the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. Here's my feelings on the crap beer. Ice House is, honest to God, what is your least favorite beer? What is the worst beer you've ever had in your life?
Ice House.
For real? Like honestly, like Ice House is the worst beer you've ever had?
Yeah. I can't think of anything else that I've had that's actually been that much worse.
Have you ever had Rolling Rock?
I have. And I think Ice House is below that.
Oh, fuck Rolling Rock. That is the nastiest, skunkiest ass beer I've ever had.
I always picked up some Rolling Rock just because.
So Rolling Rock is number 2 for me. Oddly enough, number 1, and it's literally the only beer I've ever had to dump down a drain. And that award goes to Rogue Brewing.
Really?
For
you just named a craft brewery.
Yeah, Rogue Brewing for Voodoo Donuts.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that one once.
Yeah, it was that Pink Bomber. That thing was so fucking nasty.
The
maple
bacon
donut. It was so...
Well, it tasted like smoke.
Fucking... So fucking bad. Folks, We are losing so many listeners on this pod. This one pod. Jen warned me. Jen's like, I don't think you should do this.
Dude, I think a lot of people were like, hey, this seemed like a good idea to start, and now we don't want you to do it.
Yeah.
Initially, we were going to do a beer every 10 minutes, and I'm glad we didn't actually stick to that timer because shit.
Well, some of us have.
No, we haven't.
Well, I have.
No, our first beer, the High Life, we didn't even hit 10 minutes. You can kill that Keystone. I'm going to fucking enjoy it.
There's words you won't ever hear again. Enjoying.
I'm going to enjoy this Keystone Light. Yeah, so thanks a lot, guys. My feelings on this crap beer. I don't like you guys. I don't like you doing this. Like, if you could see, John should take a picture of all these bottles, everything we have on this table. If Kaylee came home right now, she'd be just disappointed in me. Like, she would just shake her head in disappointment. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed.
These decisions you've made.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for listening to whatever this is. We're gonna finish off the Keystone Light probably off recording, so we don't keep this thing longer than it has to be. But thank you so much for.
Wait, no. Review of the week.
Well, I'm getting there, man. I'm getting to that point.
Jesus Christ!
I'm wrapping up the topic. See, this is how when you look at the notes, we wrap up the topic.
We did that.
We didn't yet. Thank you so much for your choosing of the beers and the questions and that sort of thing. We're going to head into our review of the week.
Dun, 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 dun.
I did give you a little pause there. Hopefully you did something. Is his name really John Welcome?
I don't know. That's a pretty gangster-ass name if it is.
It is, if that's really his name. So we'll call him Mr. Welcome. Mr. Welcome said... was dealing with a real shitty run this morning, and it doesn't always get worse. Was playing on repeat in my head. Thanks for the motivation, fellas. So, John, we're going to be sending you a sticker. We appreciate the... Oh, shit. Got like the hiccups now. We're going to send you a sticker. Thanks for the review. We're glad we're able to give a little motivation. It's been nice. The last few weeks, John and I have gotten some messages from listeners, and it's really made us like really appreciate doing this podcast. And like, you know,
and in this podcast alone, we fucked it all up.
Yeah, this is we just lost everybody. But it's really nice to hear that you guys find some motivation in what we're talking about. We're trying not to, again, talk about accomplishments or things that we've done. We really just want to give like helpful hints of shit that we learned over the years of running and just trying to make everyone a better runner. Whatever that means to you. Whatever being a better runner means to you, that's what we want to do. So we hope that is the case. We want to provide motivation and keep you moving forward. But yeah, be sure to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. We are reviewing them on iTunes and Facebook as well. We don't have access to all of the analytics to the other ones. So if you do leave a review on the other ones, just copy and paste to Facebook or iTunes if you have such a device. We'll be picking those each week to send some swag. At the current moment, that is a sticker. Too. If you enjoy the podcast, we'd love if you would subscribe again on your favorite podcast platform. We're all over the place. iTunes or Apple Podcasts rather, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. We're all over the place. So you can find us on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Also reach out to us on all of the socials at Run Beer and BS. We'd love to get your beer recommendations, topic ideas, share your training runs with us. If you did do the Flying Pig this weekend in any variety, whether it's 5K, 10K, mile, half marathon, I think that's all the distances they provide. Send us a picture of that and use the hashtag running. Do we use running or run?
Run.
Yeah, hashtag run beer and BS. I don't even know what we use, man. Dude, Ice House. Hashtag Ice House. That's like anytime I have like a problem now, I'm just going to hashtag Ice House. And I just want them to know that they did this. It's your fault you did this. Yeah, hashtag run beer and BS. We'll retweet those. We'll share those on Instagram. You'll hear some comments from us as well. We've got a little thing set up, so we'll see those. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to whatever.
Thank you.
Whatever. As John and I are recording this, obviously it sounded great in our head as we were talking, but like doing like a quick reflection as much as I can.
This is not a great idea.
This was a bad idea. So,
and by the way, this was Jonathan's idea.
It was partially my idea. Some listeners had also...
No, this is all your idea.
No, some listeners had also said...
This is your idea, and then listeners are like, hey, yeah, do it.
Yeah, we won't be doing this shit again. Next week, we're going back to a decent beer. We've got lots of good beers on the list. God, this is so miserable. Thanks, Ice House. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this. We appreciate all of your love and support. Again, this is a listener appreciation episode, aka Crap Beer. John, you got anything else for him?
I don't.
I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.